In this video, I will be evaluating data on wind power production. I will be looking into the positive and negative externalities of wind power and evaluate how those externalities affect economic efficiency. I will begin by discussing what wind power is. Then I will discuss the positive externalities of wind production. Positive externalities include environmental benefits, benefits to the economy, and creation of jobs. Next, I will discuss the negative externalities of wind production. Negative externalities include reduced home value and bird mortalities. Finally, I will discuss how to internalize the externalities of wind power. In 2015, wind energy only made up 4.7% of total energy generation in the United States. While this percentage is small in comparison to the use of fossil fuels such as natural gas, which was 33%, it still made up the largest portion of all renewable energy that was generated, which totaled at 7.3%. So what is wind power? Wind power is created by using wind turbines to create electricity. This electricity is created by converting the kinetic energy of wind into mechanical energy that turns a generator. There are three major types of wind power: utility-scale wind with turbines of more than 100 kilowatts for utility companies, distributed or small wind with turbines of less than 100 kilowatts for home or private use, and offshore wind. The United States does not yet utilize offshore wind. Wind turbines are at least 80 meters tall and have three blades, a tower, and a nacelle that houses the generator. The turbines rotate automatically depending on where the strongest wind is coming from. Electricity is only generated when wind speeds are between 6 to 9 miles per hour and 45 miles per hour. Anything over 45 miles per hour could cause damage to the turbine. Turbines are connected to the main power grid for utility companies to distribute to individual homes. The turbines in a wind farm will last 20 to 30 years. What are the positive externalities of wind? One positive externality is the benefit they provide to the economy. 99.8% of wind farms are located in rural areas. Most of the land used for wind farms is on private lands. In the United States, $128 billion has been generated from the wind industry and private investment. Farmers and ranchers can lease their lands for wind farms while also utilizing it for their crops and animals. As of 2016, farmers and ranchers who had wind farms on their property made $222 million a year in lease payments. The large incomes that farmers and ranchers receive from these lease payments mean more local taxes are being paid, which means more money is being generated for improving their rural areas. Another positive externality is the production of jobs. As of January 2016, 88,000 jobs in the United States have been created thanks to wind energy. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, wind energy service technician is currently the fastest growing occupation, with an expected increase of 108% from 2014 to 2024. This beat out the next closest expected growth by a vast 65.3%, which was for occupational therapy assistants, expected to grow at only 42.7%. Since 2011, wind turbine service technicians employed full-time have increased from roughly 2,000 people to roughly 5,000 people in the United States. This is a 250% increase. A final positive externality is the decreased pollution thanks to switching away from fossil fuels. Wind power reduces the amount of air pollutants, such as smog, that are commonly created from other non-renewable energy sources. This cut in pollutants has a significant impact on reduction of health-related issues such as asthma and lung disease. According to a study done by the Harvard School for Public Health, $7.3 million a year in public health-related benefits were generated due to wind power. While there are several positive externalities of wind power, there are also a few negative externalities. One negative externality is it reduces the values of homes near the wind turbine. A study by the Tinbergen Institute showed that property within 1.24 miles of wind turbines experienced an average decrease of 1.7% in house price within 2 to 3 years before the turbines were even fully built. The study also showed a 2.3% decrease in those house prices after 5 years of construction of the turbines compared to similar areas without turbines. This decrease in house price could have been caused by the noise and negative visual impacts of the turbines on the area. Another negative externality is the amount of bird deaths due to wind turbines. Some wind turbines are placed in the migratory paths of birds, causing collisions and deaths. This has led to a large outcry from the public to protect the birds and the biodiversity of them. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, turbines kill an average of 174,000 birds per year. This mortality rate is expected to increase between 1.4 and 2 million by 2030 as the number of wind farms increase. While this number is high, it is still significantly lower than the number of bird deaths by cats every year, which is estimated at 2.4 billion, or the number of birds killed by collisions with building glass, estimated at 303.5 million. So how do we internalize these externalities and come to a consensus on wind power? To internalize the negative externality of the visual and noise impacts on house prices, there can be certain technological advances made. Research and development increases for turbines can help lead to reduced noise. In addition to technological advancements, the United States can start utilizing offshore wind. This could eliminate the negative externalities of noise and visual impacts if they are far enough away from the shore. A study conducted using residents in coastal areas of North Carolina showed that while placing the wind turbines 1 mile away from the shore would have negative impacts on the residents and visitors of the shore, placing the wind turbines 4 miles away did not have a negative impact. Strategic placement of the turbines can also assist with decreasing the mortality of birds. Researching the paths of migratory birds can help significantly with deciding the best places to install the turbines. There are also several policies in place to help protect migratory birds that all companies installing the turbines should be aware of when deciding the placement of the turbines, such as the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918. To balance the positive and negative externalities, we need to be conscious of all parties involved and reach a mutually beneficial solution. With these safeguards in place, negative wind externalities can be internalized to allow the most efficient production of wind power. The answer for the future of energy creation, my friend, is blowing in the wind.